Hello, in this PulseWorx-EZ video we're going to go a little bit deeper into the scene editor and talk about how scenes tie the whole UPB network together. First thing to know is, what's a scene? Well, a scene is simply a number between 1 and 250. You can think of it just as a magic number. A transmitter will transmit that scene out. Please everybody activate scene 50, and then all the devices receive it, and if the device has scene 50 in its scene table, it responds. That's pretty much what is a scene is all about. Let's look at the scenes associated with these keypads. Here's a little trick, by the way. If you double click on a scene controller, it'll bring up the scene editor for you as opposed to the properties dialog that we saw before. So all these buttons, you think that this button, well, you press the go to bed button, it's turning on kids' bedroom lights, right? Well, that's its effect. What it's actually doing is activating the scene kids' bedroom keypad S3. This one, kids' bedroom keypad S4. Every one of these buttons has a scene behind it, and that's what this is telling you in this part of the display, right to the right of the remove devices from button. It shows you what the scene is that PulseWorx-EZ created for you. If we looked at the entry keypad, we'd see the similar sorts of things. These are all the different scenes associated with that. How can we see all the scenes at once? Well, we can go to the Scenes tab. And when we view scenes, these are all of our scenes. We view the controllers. These are the controllers of scenes. So if we're looking at the individual scenes, what if we were to actually look at this particular scene? Well, we can double click on it, and now we're looking at this scene. Notice that it's showing that this scene, kids' bedroom keypad S1, is really controlling kids' bedroom lights. We can view the transmitters of that scene, and sure enough, it's kids' bedroom keypad button S1. We can do the similar sorts of things that we did before. We can test the communications, we can program the scene, we could capture the scene if we've modified the actual devices out there in the field. We can activate and deactivate the scene to see what it looks like. All that's just as work when you're working with controllers, except in this case you're only working with the receivers of the scene, not the transmitters. We could also add a scene, in which case we're working with a brand new scene associated with nothing in the system so far. We're going to call this the nighttime scene. Okay, we can open it up, and then we can add things to it. Add devices. Let's say we add this, and this, and we all want to set these to 0. And okay, there it is. This scene's done. We could program the scene just like before. We could check its communications and everything, and it's just yet now another scene. I'm going to go ahead and close this. It's going to say it needs to program stuff. Right now, we're not going to do that. And now we have this nighttime scene. Why do I want a scene that's associated with a lot of receivers, but it's not associated with any transmitter? You might want a scene like that if you're working with something like the PulseWorx gateway, where you want to schedule things. I want the nighttime scene to happen every night at 11 o'clock. I'm going to need a scene for that, and effectively then the PulseWorx gateway becomes the transmitter. And in the gateway user guide, you can read all about setting up schedules and how it works with schedules and scenes. And you'll have to create these scenes in order to do what you want at the certain times you want to do it, and that's what you can do with this system working with scenes. A lot of times, really, you'll just be working with the individual controllers, or you can work with the actual scenes. It's really just two views of the same basic thing. I hope that's clear.